Does your website navigation need an ARIA menu? Probably not. Adding ARIA menu rules to regular navigation can create confusion for keyboard users. In this video, we'll show you what an ARIA menu is, how it behaves, how website navigation normally works, and why ARIA menus often cause problems when applied to site navigation. Check out our resources linked below for more information on ARIA menus. Let's start with what a menu is because it's different from website navigation. I'll demo what a menu is using Google Docs File, Edit, and View menu in the top left. I'm currently on the first menu item, which is File. If I tab, I leave the menu completely and go down to the toolbar below. I'll press Shift-Tab to go back to File. Since I'm in a menu, I have to use the arrow keys to move between menu items. So if I press the right arrow, I go to the Edit menu item, and the down arrow will open the submenu. Left, right, up, and down arrows are how we navigate menus. And to get out of it, I'll use Escape. This is very intentional behavior, and it's correct for a menu. But it comes with a big requirement. Every single one of these interactions has to be implemented with JavaScript. Here's the important part. When assistive technologies encounter rules like menu or menu bar, screen readers typically announce that to users. For many experienced users, that announcement sets an expectation. This will behave like a menu. This signals the user to use arrow keys and escape. In contrast, when screen readers encounter a typical website navigation, they announce it as a list of links. This cues the user that tab and enter are the main keyboard shortcuts. Users rely on expected patterns for speed and predictability. Now, let's look at traditional website navigation with assistive technology. Notice how the screen reader announces the navigation items as links.
Visited, link, image, poke tag, main, navigation.
I'll press Tab as I navigate from link to link.
Link, products, list 2 items.
This is exactly what keyboard and screen reader users expect on a website. They don't expect to use arrow keys. Rather, they expect behavior like enter activating a link.
Expanded, link, products.
In drop-down menus, I still navigate through with Tab.
Link, web accessibility platform, navigation, link, features, link, pricing.
And most of this behavior is built into the HTML. There is very little extra JavaScript needed. Now, let's look at what happens when we use ARIA roles without the required behavior. On this navigation bar, I've added role equals menu and role equals menu item to the navigation. Let's listen to how a screen reader introduces this navigation bar as a menu now.
Products, collapsed, submenu, 2 of 4, menu bar 4 items.
But when I press the arrow keys, nothing happens. The promise of the ARIA role is broken. I'm forced to go back to the Tab key.
About, menu item, 3 of 4, menu bar 4 items.
Now I'm in a state of keyboard confusion. The code told me to expect a menu, but the functionality is a standard website. By adding these roles, we've taken a perfectly working HTML list and turned it into a guessing game for the user. Now, let's say this navigation is fully implemented as a true menu. The arrow keys work, escape works, and everything behaves exactly like a menu. This would be a technically correct menu, but for the vast majority of website navigations, it's the wrong pattern. Most keyboard users expect to move through site links with Tab. So even when an ARIA menu is fully functional in a navigation bar, it forces users into an interaction model they generally don't need. Native HTML navigation already does this job better, with less code and fewer failure points. The takeaway is that for standard website navigation, ARIA menu roles are usually not the right choice. They're designed for true menus. For website navigation, keep it simple and let native HTML do the heavy lifting. Remember to subscribe for more accessibility videos.